All things have both a sacred aspect and a non-sacred, fallen aspect that represent in the physical world. All things in this world that are expressed, even if they seem fully made of darkness, in truth serve the divine plan and divine purpose. For the battle between light and dark is a sham, is an illusion created in the higher realms to serve the exact purpose it is serving. Which is to create energy, expansion, growth within infinity. Which is to add detail to infinity. Which is to flesh it out. To add color, complexity, and life to what already is. Through our attention and experience of ourselves. Let us say, for example, the Jewish race. The Jewish religion, the Jewish people serve a dual purpose in this world, as they are both victim and aggressor, as they both serve the sacred role of holding a pure aspect of the Father's energy, of the Divine Father, the Divine Masculine. They are holding a covenant with the Father, but understand this is only part of the Jewish people and part of the Jewish religion. The other part is distortion. The other part breeds negativity, breeds elitism, and empowers deeply the patriarchy and the imbalance between the masculine and feminine. This brought about by the deceptor. Let us say the dual purpose of Christianity. Christianity serves the purpose of being the rebalanced expression by our solar logos, or in truth, the universal Godhead. For the fallen state of Earth, which should have been at the same point of its twin, Venus. So, Christianity holds the purpose, the deepest, most sacred purpose, of awakening us to the truth of our collective being at a very high level. This is to serve the call to awaken the lost Christ child here, which is all of us together, to rebalance the aspects between the feminine and masculine, though this wasn't the focus, nor did it achieve this. Because the unsacred aspects of Christianity are the enslavement of the feminine, the further unbalancing of the patriarchy, which it had already started prior to Christianity, of course, but it became cemented into the world view through the tool of Christianity. We say this perhaps because had it been that the East had won the consciousness, the development of the ego and society, being that the West won, it was Christian ideas and Christian patriarchal ideas which conquered the world mind, and subdued the world heart. That is to say, the sacred purpose, of Buddhism and Hinduism, though they are not the same, in this aspect they are similar, is to hold an aspect of the divine feminine to keep a more balanced. Were Buddhism and Hinduism not there, there would be little hope of awakening the divine feminine and the divine masculine to the divine feminine. There would be little hope of usurping the patriarchy had it not been for the reservoir of Lemurian and pre-Atlantean ideas held in the East. The West would not have reawakened. All things serve a purpose. The fallen aspects of Hinduism, we do not speak of yoga, for this is an individual journey that all take, no matter what they call it, for yoga only means union. When we speak of a religion, we speak of not just truth, but dogma, which all religions have. Now, in the vastness of Buddhism and Hinduism and Indian schools, there are numerous reservoirs of mystical power held as seals to be released when the time was right. This is true of the West also, but we only speak of this in relation to the East now. The fallen aspects of Buddhism and Hinduism are its encouragement of the patriarchy, its suppression of the feminine. In Buddhism and in Hinduism, to a lesser degree the same. Maybe not to a lesser degree, a different way though. And much racism, much classism, much, not racism as we think of it here, but still, yes, racism and classism within Indian thought. There is much of Lucifer's influence in all of this. There is an aestheticism that is a nihilistic, destructive outlook on the expression of life that only sees this as a prison experience and not as the plan and will of our Creator, which is perfect and never, ever, ever makes mistakes. Its will is law. It is infinite. How could the infinite make a mistake? It would be infinitely, immediately redressed. It is ridiculous to even consider such. But as we said, so there is much of Lucifer's influence here, as there is in Judaism. But all of these religions hold a piece of the truth and have followers who are true mystics. There are many true followers of the Christ. There are many Christ walking amongst you. But there are many who recognize the plan of the Father in coming, and there are many who recognize the plan of the Mother and the plan of the One and the plan of the All. Again, all things have a purpose, and all things are perfectly just. For instance, in this incarnation, I was born into trauma, suffering. We spent most of this life in prison. My freedom came in the remembrance that I chose all that. And not just from the human level. It was chosen prior. So whatever your situation is, you may feel perfectly loved, protected, and justified in the knowledge that you're right where you're meant to be, that it serves a divine purpose, and that once that purpose has been served, you may be free to choose a new path. For instance, if we find ourselves today in the body of a African American, Black American, whatever words is politically acceptable today, we find ourselves in such a body today, experiencing subtle or overt racism and bigotry, if we see that we are being economically discriminated against, we may ask why, then, if it is true, excuse me, we may ask why, then, if it is true that we are choosing this life, that we have chosen this life, why would we choose such a life? And we may get an answer, such as, in your last life, you were a white slave owner. And this knowledge would free one from the belief that they are black or white, that they are victim or perpetrator, for we are all both. We have all been male, female, black, white, Asian, alien, human, animal, everything. You are all of it. This is all your creation. Therefore, it is within your power to change.